Hello and welcome to another video from our Safety Training in Canada playlist. If you're unfamiliar with our content and are a first-time watcher, my name is Andre. I work for a company called eSafety First Canada. Our company is a leading solution in the safety training industry with more than 25,000 companies working with us at the point I'm recording this video. In this playlist, we delve into various safety training topics to answer the most frequent questions surrounding that topic. As always, we'll start with a structure, but if you're interested only in a specific topic, you can freely use our timestamp and navigate towards your answer. As a side note, please note that all the information mentioned here pertains to Canadian legislation and will not apply to other countries. Also, legislation updates frequently, so some parts of the content may change over time. In today's video, we'll discuss TDG safety training in Canada. We'll start by discussing TDG, what it is and its main components. Then we'll be moving into governing legislation, both on federal and provincial level. Next, we'll discuss the safety training aspects, training standards, and how to choose your safety training company depending on various situations. Finally, TDG certification and how long it is valid. Let's get to work. TDG refers to the process of transporting materials that are considered dangerous or hazardous. The transportation of dangerous goods is not limited to just the movement of goods by road. It also includes air, rail, and marine transport. Any individual or company involved in the transportation of dangerous goods must comply with regulations set forth by the Canadian government. These regulations are designed to prevent accidents, minimize risks, and protect the health and safety of people, property, and the environment. They also establish standards for the packaging, handling, and transporting of dangerous goods. The main components of TDG are classification, packaging, labeling, safety marks, documentation, means of containment. Now, as you can see on your screen, this section has a lot of information to unpack. So, just like with all our videos in this safety training playlist, feel free to check out the full article linked in the blog description for more information on this topic. Now, let's turn our attention to the federal and provincial legislation. The federal legislation governing the transportation of dangerous goods in Canada is the Transportation of Dangerous Goods Act. Over the years, this act was amended multiple times. For example, in 2018, the TDG Act was amended to align with international standards and modernize the regulations. These amendments included updates to classification criteria, safety requirements for lithium batteries, and changes to training requirements for individuals involved in transporting dangerous goods. In addition to federal regulations, each province and territory in Canada also has rules governing the transportation of dangerous goods within its borders. These regulations are typically based on the federal TDG Act, but may include additional requirements or restrictions. For example, in Ontario, the Transportation of Dangerous Goods Act, 1990, TDGA, applies to the transportation of dangerous goods within the province, or similar to that, the Dangerous Goods Transportation and Handling Act in Quebec. Individuals and companies involved in transporting dangerous goods need to be familiar with federal and provincial territorial regulations to ensure compliance and maintain public safety. Our next point of interest is the TDG safety training in Canada. TDG safety is essential for individuals involved in transporting, handling, or storing dangerous goods in Canada. The training aims to ensure that all individuals involved in transporting dangerous goods understand their responsibilities and the hazards associated with these goods. According to the Canada Labour Code, Part 2, employers are responsible for ensuring that their employees who are involved in transporting dangerous goods receive the necessary TDG safety. TDG, Transportation of Dangerous Goods Safety, encompasses various training programs to ensure the safe handling, transportation, and documentation of dangerous goods. To simplify the information, there are two main types of TDG training, by ground and by air. Just as in the previous sections, if you need more information on this section, feel free to check the full article linked in our video description. TDG safety is required for individuals involved in transporting, handling, or storing dangerous goods. Many industries require TDG safety, including chemical manufacturing and distribution, oil and gas, mining, transportation and logistics, healthcare, agriculture, retail. Moving forward, we arrive at the most frequently asked question: can TDG training be done online? To answer this question, we need to explain some basics first. As a general rule of thumb, any training that doesn't involve specific equipment requires only theoretical training and evaluation, making it suitable for both classroom and online formats. Whether you prefer a traditional classroom setup or the flexibility of online learning, the choice is yours. If you're contemplating the effectiveness of online training compared to the traditional classroom experience, rest assured that online courses adhere to the same rigorous standards, ensuring it's recognized and accepted in various contexts. One significant advantage of online training is its convenience and efficiency. You no longer need to worry about physically attending classes, as you can learn from the comfort of your own space and set your schedule. It's a game changer in terms of flexibility. In contrast, traditional classroom training often comes with specific requirements, such as a mandated minimum duration of 8 hours. However, this might only sometimes be necessary for the content being covered. Online training allows for a more efficient approach, where a well-designed 2-hour course can effectively cover all the required material. Another compelling reason to consider online training is its cost effectiveness, especially for employers. Organizing in-person classroom sessions can be expensive, with costs like venue rentals, materials, and instructor fees. Online training eliminates many overheads, making it a more budget-friendly option. However, it's essential to remember that the responsibility for selecting the appropriate level of training for your workplace lies with your employer. Be sure to check with them to ensure they accept online training for this purpose. Coming up, the final question in this video is about certificate duration. Transport Canada, the federal agency responsible for administering the TDG Act, recommends that TDG safety be refreshed every 3 years. It's also important to note that some employers may require their employees to refresh their TDG safety more frequently than every 3 years, based on their specific operations and safety protocols. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully, I was able to answer some questions for our viewers today. Feel free to use the comment section if you have more questions about this topic. And as mentioned, you'll find links in our video description to the written article, which is more in-depth than the video content. If you're interested in our safety training solutions, you can freely visit esafetyfirst.com and read more about what we do. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, so that way you have it bookmarked on your YouTube account and you can quickly return to it in case you need information on this topic or other topics, or to be informed about updates to our videos or legislation changes.